Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 10 out of Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, let y'all rocking with me. Big shout out to everybody that got me to 50,000 subscribers. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. I wish I was able to address it on the day of, but I've had a lot of things going on, which has been the reason why I haven't dropped a video in a few days. I just bought my first car. It feels amazing. It's a 2018, you feel me, like 10,000 miles on it. It's a real good feeling. It's a real big accomplishment. And I'm proud of myself because I told myself I don't want to buy a little lemon. I don't want to buy like a $1,500 car. I want to save up and I want to drop some money on that. And I did exactly what I set out to do. And YouTube definitely played a big part. So y'all played a big part. And for that, thank you. I also found out that my aunt has cancer again. The first time I found out, I was inside of a cell at Appalachia CI, and I got a letter. And that was the hardest letter I ever read inside of prison, and it was just as hard hearing it again. It hits you like a bullet. But I'm gonna get into that in another video. I actually have the letters to this day, and I'm gonna read y'all some of these letters. But this video right here, this is called Wipe Your Blood Up. And that's exactly what it is. This is about prison pride and prison code. First time I ever heard somebody tell somebody to wipe their blood up. I can't name dude's nickname because it's registered under his name in the DOC. But when I was at Appalachia CI, I was in I-4, 2 bottom. This specific dude was in I-3. I remember we came back, we're in the salad port, right? We came back from chow. I think this was, I don't know, lunch. So we're in the salad port and it's packed in, you know, we're all shoulder to shoulder. We got the door behind us, the door shuts. We got the bars in front of us. All of a sudden we see something shaking. You feel me? Like when I say shaking, people are moving quick and it's outside of the bars in the little open area where the dorms are. You know what I mean? All around the booth and shit. So the salad door pops when we come out, but everybody stops when they come out and there's mad blood everywhere. Like we're just, I mean, bro, we just ate, bro. We ain't trying to look at this shit, but I'd rather look at it after I ate than before I ate, you know what I'm saying? But we just see all this blood everywhere, and then I see Buddy, and he's holding himself like this, and he's got a fucking hole in his arm. And the other dude, who was a dude from Miami, you know, he's a pretty big guy. He's like 6'2", 6'3". He's looking at him, he's like, yeah, wipe your blood up. Broward cowards get sprayed and Dade. So that right there, Broward and Dade, Miami, they got a little beef, and that's what they be saying. Broward cowards get sprayed and Dade. You feel me? That's their thing. And dude that he popped was from Broward, you feel me? But he's flat out telling him, like, wipe your blood up. And I think he tried to hit him in his side, like in his stomach, but it ended up hitting him in the arm and put a fucking hole in him. And he's just standing there and he's leaking out. You know what I mean? It's not too crazy, but he's leaking. You know, it's coming out and you can see the hole and he's moving his hand. So more of the shit's just like flopping out of his arm and he's got it all over his hand and shit. And he didn't make any attempt to wipe up the blood. When someone says that to you, it can be taken as disrespect. But at the same time, it falls under prison code. If the COs don't know about it and you clean it up, the COs won't know about it. Meaning that you're not going to go under investigation unless they see the stab wound. We're not going to go on lockdown if there's no crime scene. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how the prison code comes into play when someone says wipe your blood up. But pride is another element. It takes a lot for a man to get on his knees and wipe up his own blood. When you smell it, when you feel where that blood is coming out of on your body. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of feelings and emotions behind this shit. And most people, how they're going to react when they see their own blood is, okay, now I want to see yours. I'm going to come and get you. That's not what this guy did at all, though. He literally stood in front of the booth. The COs could see inmates moving funny because we had to literally skip over all the blood to get back into the dorm. They put him under investigation. Dude that stabbed him never got caught. He went back into his dorm and he was chilling. You know what I mean? So Buddy didn't tell but he didn't wipe his blood. Now, another instance, my big brother Goo, Free Goo, there was a white boy in the dorm, and he had a bunkie from Broward County that was cool with Goo, and his bunkie was getting moved out. So he told the white boy who was under extortion, if you want to make sure you're straight, talk to Goo. Now, let me just clarify. Goo never put him under extortion. Goo was never collecting nothing off of him. But if we had a knife or something and we wanted to put it up because we felt like there was going to be a search, it was going in this kid's room. Wherever he put it, that's on him. So I feel like it was like a week down the line, and, you know, we had put a couple of knives in his room. There was a couple of homies that went to his room and was like, hey, bro, put this up, myself included. And we peeped a little bit of an attitude. So Goo stepped to him after the search. He didn't get caught. And this kid like started to act like he was gangster, as if he wasn't just paying, you know, $50 or $100 a week to the other dude. He's like, oh, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not doing this. Now, the thing is, he's booting up in the day room in front of the door, which is in front of the booth. But Goo don't give a fuck. If you boot up, where you boot up at is where you gonna get flipped at. You feel me? So he's talking all this gangster shit, and he stepped a little bit close to Goo. Boom! Goo splits his stupid ass. I'm talking about bust him. So first quarter, he's leaking all over the place, and he's like shocked. He backed up, hit the wall. Oh, why'd you do that? You know, like all that gangster shit just went out the window. And like I said, he wasn't even under extortion. That type of pressure wasn't even getting put on him. You know what I'm saying? And people are going to be like, oh, well, why would y'all extort? Da, 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 da. Motherfucker, if we wasn't doing it, the next person going to do it, right? I'd rather put a knife in his butt and see him getting aired out by the booty bandit on the top tier. There's levels to this shit, but y'all wouldn't understand it if y'all never lived it. So to me, it was like we was really doing him a favor. You already pussy. That isn't going to change. No one's going to stand up for you because you won't stand up for yourself. The least you can do is hold a knife in your bunk, and the worst thing that can come from it is you go to confinement instead of somebody taking all your mama's food and you getting fucked in your ass. So tell me which route you would rather go. But anyways, once again, wipe your blood up. And he did it. He wiped his blood up. We were able to get some bleach from somebody that got bleach, and we bleached it up, and he wiped it up with a used uniform. The crime scene was gone. Nobody there was able to witness it. Like, the COs didn't see the shit. Nothing happened. His lip was still split, but he had to deal with that on his own, and it is what it is, and it healed up pretty fucked up looking. Now, I was at the JIT camp with another kid. I'm not going to put his last name out there, but he had a big brother who was at ACI when I got to ACI. And I thought it was crazy because the young one is rocking 1,000, like he's going in. The older one is even worse than the young one. I go to our dorm, right? And I see this shit all on the fucking walkway. And I'm like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And when they open the door inside of the salad port, you can slightly see, you know, stains. And I'm just like, is this what I think it is? When I got into the dorm, I found out what it was. The older brother, he was cool with a Chico dude, right? The Chico dude was about to go to confinement. He knew he was going to confinement. So he gave the older brother his knife. And I mean, from what I heard, it was a raw ass knife. It took a lot of time to make. It was worth, you know, a couple of bucks. So the older brother took the knife and he was holding it down for him. Dude went to confinement and ended up getting back out. The older brother didn't think he was going to get back out. He thought he was going to get transferred or something. So in his mind, that knife was his now. And I don't know if he had one beforehand, but when you have a knife, you're not trying to let that shit go, especially if you get into it with somebody. You're not going to let it go. So more or less, when dude gets out of confinement, he comes to the dorm. He wasn't even in the dorm. He was in a different dorm. But he slides down the hill at ACI to the dorm. And he's like, yo, I need my shit, da-da-da, da-da-da. The shit happened in the salad port and in front of the building. The older brother was like, man, nah, bro, I ain't finna give you the knife back. So Chico tried to crash him. Older brother pulls the knife out, gets to wetting him up in his stomach with his own knife. Wetting him up, bam, bam, bam. Blood all in the salad port. The blood that was outside on the walkway, the shit that I was seeing, it was stained in because of the sun. That's how strong the Florida sun is. I'm sure California is the same way. It stains the concrete. So you will see old ass blood up and down the walkway just burnt into that shit, looking like gray shadows and shit. It's like a burgundy if you really get close, like a brown, you know what I'm saying? But the blood cooks into the concrete. And in this instance, you can't wipe your blood up. The crime scene is motherfucking burnt into the ground. There's nothing you can do about this shit, you know what I mean? But hey, you could have tried to wipe his blood up in the salad pot. I don't know, but from what I heard, Buddy was leaking bad as shit and had to get transferred immediately to a hospital. Now, another situation that went another way was when my brother Goo got into a fight with the new white kid that came into the dorm. And I was in the shower, I came out, I told y'all this story. If y'all been rocking with me, y'all know this story, man. But more or less, I ran into his room, I took his paperwork, I had his family's address on there, and I'm talking shit because I'm about to go home in like, I don't know, a couple of weeks, you know what I mean? This is right before my EOS. Goo gets in there, Goo fights him. I get in there and fight him, I knock him out, sleeping. He's bleeding all in my cell. This is 2 bottom. This is right after Bimba had left, and I wish Bimba was there because I know how much it would have meant to him to see me knock somebody the fuck out. Bimba would have loved that shit, you feel me? He would have been so goddamn gassed up, just like a big brother should be, because we was always throwing hands and training in there. Big shout out to Bimba, man. That's my dog, man. But yeah, I knock him out, and, you know, it took a little bit to wake his stupid ass up, you know what I'm saying? But once he woke up and was, like, normal again, hey, wipe your blood up. I wasn't sure what he was going to do. Because that was like my first time telling somebody to wipe their blood up. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of, when you say it, you know it's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, I just knocked you the fuck out. Like, you're still trying to get it together in your head. You know what I mean? And this is my only prison knockout. I only got in 7 fights inside of prison. I never fought any fucking like heavyweight real fighters, you know what I'm saying? Like, the people I fought, they weren't really, the gang members I fought, they weren't the best bumping gang members. I tore their ass up. When I got TOH'd, I got flipped. I got beat the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? But you getting jumped, so that's exactly what's supposed to happen. And I had a couple of decent fights where it was like, you know, we both kind of met each other halfway, you know what I'm saying? But I can't say I got beat up one-on-one in prison. I didn't. I didn't fight enough for that to happen. You know what I mean? But getting lined up and shit like that, oh yeah, I got my ass whooped. I got my ass whooped in the county before I went to prison by my big homie. You know what I'm saying? But this kid here, nah, I knocked him the fuck out. And he wiped his blood up, straight up. And I wasn't really worried about a crime scene because there wasn't that much blood. But at the same time, it's just like, bro, I'm not touching that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your DNA. You do that. And he did it. And I got him the bleach and he cleaned it up and everything was good. And he ended up going fucking PC, the next day or that night? I think it was that night he checked in. But that whole situation turned into something else. He had knives getting put in his neck and shit like that. Like, not in it, but, you know, someone points something at you, same shit. Like, they were holding it there. So he ended up going PC. He skated up out of there. It is what it is. But like I said, pride is a motherfucker in prison. And I've seen it countless times. There'll be no point telling the stories. I've seen it so many times where someone will get cut or somebody will get fired up or something like that. And they have the opportunity to clean it. But they're like, fuck that. I'm finna go out like a gangster. And while they're bleeding, they'll go get a strap. And they'll pop something off. And it gets crazy. It's an endless cycle. But when you tell a motherfucker to wipe their blood up, either pride gonna get involved or prison code gonna get involved. It's one or the other. And you don't know how it's gonna go. You just gotta handle it when it comes. But hey, it's 10 out of J. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. Till next time.